Morning students, once again welcome you all in the class of English. Student, we are going to start a new chapter today in English, a poem maps. Just maps, ordinary maps. We talk about generally just you study maps in geography, but maps are not the matters of only geography today. Maps you can use in any subject, and you have different usage of different kinds of maps. In this poem, the poetess Dorothy Brown Thompson describes how a very simple thing, which is looking so humble, maps are of great importance in our life, and how we can use them at different steps. That's a very wonderful. So today it's an interesting poem for all of us that will no doubt thrill you. It will amaze you in what different way maps are useful and interesting in our life. Let's learn. This poem Maps is composed by Dorothy Brown Thompson. Let us first know about her. Dorothy Brown Thompson was an American writer and poetess. She was born on 9 July 1893 and died on 30 January 1961. She was a prominent American journalist and radio personality. She was not only a writer, a poetess, she was a very famous and renowned radio personality as well. Thompson is regarded as the first lady of American journalism. She is known as the first lady of American journalism. She was the first American journalist to be expelled from Nazi Germany in 1934 and was one of the few women news commentators on radio during the 1930s. Nazi Germany, here the word is here used, Nazi Germany. You must be knowing Hitler. Hitler was here the ruler of Germany, and he had founded the party Nazi. Nazi was the name of the party of Hitler. And she was the journalist to be expelled from Nazi Germany. Means Germany when it was ruled by Hitler and especially Nazi party in 1934. And she was one of the few women news commentators on radio during the 1930s. It's a really interesting one about this great lady, about this great writer. In this poem, Maps, she pays her tributes to maps. Different types of maps that hold a key to an unseen, unknown world of adventure waiting to be explored. Maps are not commonly that you study in geography now. When you have to go somewhere far, to other country, to other city, to other state, maps can carry you easily. Just you locate where you have to go and you follow the map. You know the uses. I know that all of us today use mobile maps, Google Maps, and that is also a kind of maps today that help us to go anywhere. If you are lost somewhere, you may go easily to your destination, the place where you have to go, using maps. That's why the poetess pays a tribute to this simple thing which looks very ordinary. We ignore the importance of it, but she has written this poem especially to attract our attention to know how this thing that seems very simple and humble can prove very, very, very useful, very applicable, and we need. Let us see here. See points a bright picture of the different things and scenes that maps can bring to our minds. In the poem, you will study here different scenes, different places, and different kinds of maps that comes in the mind of the poetess, and she describes how these maps are useful at every step. Now we can't ignore, we cannot say maps just nothing, it is a simple drawing on the piece of paper, but it's not so. The poetess just only try to justify that maps are of great uses in our life, and let us know in what way, so that you can use them at different steps whenever you need. She points a bright picture of different things and scenes that maps can bring to our minds. This way, she shows how something that looks simple and humble, like a map, can be powerful and exciting. You have to go to some just deep in the forest. You have to climb the mountain. You have to really just measure the stars distance, or you have to see the stars. Maps are of different uses. Maps are of different kinds. That is to be explored. That is to be searched. That is to be known. This is what here very much essential. And if you come to know about the maps, then certainly you will be startled. Really, the maps are of such importance. Let us see the poem. She has composed Maps by Dorothy Brown Thompson. Certainly, the information I have given you regarding the poetess is to be learned, to be here remembered. Here, the poem consists of several stanzas. Let us see in each stanza what does she want to tell. High adventure and bright dream. Maps are mightier than they seem. In the first stanza, she tells us high adventure and bright dream. You have very high, just you are going to perform very high adventure. Adventure, you know, very risky, dangerous work that you want to do in your life as a passion or as just a hobby. You try to do sometimes adventure, climbing high mountains, to go to high peak, to really just swim in the ocean and go to deep into the water in the ocean. Of course, there are many ways to go in deep forest. All these are kinds of adventure that we always just really try. Some of us has the hobby only, passion only, to perform different kinds of adventure. So even we have here high adventure and bright dream, that really we vision, we visualize bright dream. But the poetess tells maps are mightier than they seem. The maps that you see is simple. If you compare a map that is on a piece of paper in a drawn line, is so simpler in comparison to high adventure that we do or bright dream that we vision. But the poetess tells, according to the poetess, maps are mightier. Maps are of greater importance than they seem. In what way? What are the ways that she tells so? Ships that follow leaning stars. Ships which really just make a voyage in the sea, you know, going far, there nothing is seen. No towns, no land, no places, no village, no trees, nothing, no land. Then what is that? We use the map. The sailors use the map. Captains use the map. How? Just on the basis of the leaning stars. The stars which is really bending, leaning. And they are very useful for the sailors, for the captains who sail the ship in the sea. Maps are very useful for them. They use these maps so that they can go in the correct direction, right direction, to their right destination. Which town, which city, which state, which country they have to go. They are guided by the maps. You can see here maps in the ocean, in the sea. Ships that sail in the sea. Maps are useful there. Maps lead them. Maps guide them so that they should not lose their way, forget their way. Then the poetess tells further, red and gold of strange bazaars. If we have to go to the bazaars, strange bazaars, colorful bazaars, red and gold, okay, where that is here found, different kinds of things that is found. We locate on the map. We search on the map. Maps lead us. Maps suggest us where we have to go, where we can find that strange bazaars, particular things we have to buy, we have to reach. Strange. How? The maps look so simple. In what way their uses are in our life. You can compare, you can understand it in a better way. Here we have another stanza that you can see here. Ice flows hid. Flows, that is what here? Big, okay, masses of floating ice. Big masses of floating ice that is floating on the surface of seawater. That is flows. Ice flows hid. That is beyond our just what? Vision. Beyond our sight. The big pieces of ice, mountain-like, glaciers, where they are hidden, beyond all knowing, nobody knows. That is beyond our understanding. We do not know. These all big pieces, masses of ice floats in the sea. That is beyond our vision, beyond our look. But maps guides us. Maps gives us information. Sitting here in your room, you can see, you can go to the place where and what kind of things you want to search, you want to see, you want to know. You will be able to know that easily. Planes that ride where winds are blowing. Planes that ride. Of course, the pilot has the map. They fly into the sky. How do they reach to their destination? To particular city, in particular state, particular country. That is the map. Maps are only helper. Maps are their friends. Maps are their guide, which lead them and they easily reach to their destination, to the place where they have to go. It's quite easy. Planes that ride where winds are blowing. We come to know about the blowing of the wind. Sitting in a room, you can come to know the direction of wind, in which direction and where the wind is blowing, where that direction will go, in which direction that will change, their direction will change. So the maps only do not guide the pilots when they just fly in the sky, but you can know even the direction of the winds through the map. You know, whenever you watch the news and you know here weather maps, then certainly you must have seen how the news anchors show only in which direction and where, in which state the wind is blowing and where it will go, how and when. And no doubt according to that, on the basis of that, they predict the weather, they predict the climate, they predict about the cloud, about the rain. Clear that we are able to use the maps in different ways due to this. So you have come to know here ice flows hid beyond all knowing. The ice, big masses of ice that floats into the sea, which is just beyond our information. We come to know about them, about status, about position, planes that ride in the sky, and where the winds are blowing. All these kinds of information, all the requirements that we want to collect the information, we get with the help of the maps. Very clear how the maps are so useful, students. You can understand it very easily how maps are friends today. Here today you use Google Map and you can go to any street, any market, any city. If you do not know, you just set and you can reach. How easy it is, it quite understandable without any problem. Train maps, maps of wind and weather. Now the poetess tells and mentions about different kinds of maps. Train maps. We have the maps of train. Through that maps we come to know the distance from one place to another. The maps tells us from which places this train route really passes. Very easy. How much time it can take to reach from one place to another by train. The distance, it is very clear, and that we come to know through these kinds of maps, different kinds of maps. We use maps of, that is train maps, maps of wind and weather. Already I just mentioned that weather report is given on the news, and even it is predicted in the newspaper. On the basis of these maps, the maps can go there and maps can bring the information here, sitting where we are sitting, very easily. The maps of wind, the maps of weather. Then the poetess tells about road maps. You have to go to some certain place, to your destination, using road maps easily. You can use, you can go, you can measure the distance. You can be given information, the distance by road maps between two places, between two cities, between two states and countries. To the places you are locating, what will be the distance between those two here places? Very clear. Road maps taken all together. So all these maps are taken together, and that can tell you easily the information that you want to know, information that you want to get. Very easily you can understand. In this way, you can now explore to different places, deep into the forest, on the high mountain peaks, and maps has all the information that is beyond our really reach. Maps has reached there. Maps have got the information. They can send, they can clear, they can tell us. So let us see here in the next stanza of the poem Maps. Maps are really magic wands. Here you see very interesting things. Maps are really magic wands. What is wands? Magic wands. Magic, understand? Common things. Something that is really quite unnatural happening. That is what you call magic. Unusual happenings, magic. Wands. Wands is here stick. You might have seen the magician, they use a stick only to show the magic, and they turn one thing, something in different objects with the help of touching the wand, that is here stick. So the poetess tells here, maps are really magic wands. Maps are not common things. Maps are not only the drawings. Maps are not only the magic carpet that can carry you from one place to another, like you can see in the picture of the map in the book. So maps are not only that much. There is no limitation of that map. Maps are really magic wands, magic stick. In what way? For home staying vagabonds. Home staying vagabonds. For whom is maps really magic wands? Person who are vagabonds, who are staying at home. Who are vagabonds? Vagabonds are wanderers. Those who are wandering from one place to another aimlessly. They are traveling, going to see different places, different scenes. Vagabonds. So those who are vagabonds and who are staying at home, they can be vagabonds. They can travel to one place to another to see the beauties, see the different kinds of scenes, beautiful and fascinating scenes. That is very far from one place. Vagabonds who is staying at home can enjoy, can see, can understand easily everything. And in this way, the poetess is telling that maps cannot be ignored. We come across many things in our life, and sometimes our consciousness tells, this is of here great importance. That is nothing. This is of no doubt little interest. This is of little uses. But today we know that maps are not of little importance or no importance. It has great importance. It has great uses. In what way? That the poems all stanza have already cleared, has told you, and we have learnt in what way these maps are so useful. Its utility cannot be counted. Here, countless utility. Today, in the reference here, in the context of today's here, needs and requirements. So, the poetess Dorothy Brown Thompson has, of course, made us aware about the usage of maps, importance of maps, and we are now aware that we can use the maps in different ways in our life. Thank you, students, being with me, being the part of this video session. I'm sure you must have enjoyed and understood everything, all the stanzas and every content. Thank you, students. Thank you very much.